Good journey, everyone. Welcome to Space Oats Live, a Star Wars podcast. This is going to be a lot of stuff because we didn't do this last week. So we got a lot to talk about. We have a lot of Bad Batch to catch up on. Not going to talk about this week's. But the last 2 weeks. We'll discuss those. We got some other publications that have been coming out recently that we will touch on. Some things that are due to come out on the printed page. Some Lego stuff, because it's the 25th anniversary of Lego Star Wars as well as the Phantom Menace, right? So there's been some Lego releases. So excited about that if you're a Lego collector. Those coming out soon. So we'll talk about some of those releases coming up. Star Wars Celebration Japan. Tickets go on sale soon. And we got some announcements for some of the merchandise, which looks pretty cool. So we'll look at that. I myself got some more merchandise with a Galaxy box from Culturefly. So we will look at my new Galaxy box. Kind of goes along with the Imperial March to May the 4th type of deal. So I was really excited to get some of that stuff. Some really cool stuff in there. So I'm going to go ahead and unbox that tonight. And we'll see what is in that package. Some Disneyland things going on with Star Wars. Disneyland, not Disney World, unfortunately, but we got some Disneyland stuff going on. So maybe you've experienced that. If not, we'll run down some of the things going on at Disneyland and Galaxy's Edge and elsewhere within the parks over there. We'll again go and review the past 2 episodes of the Bad Batch, not this week's, but the last 2 weeks. So Juggernaut and Into the Breach, 2 great episodes. We'll look at those a little bit and see what we saw from those. And then just some gaming stuff, and then also a crucial character pick from Solo, actually. So who I think is probably the most crucial character of Solo. You would think it would be Solo, right? Because, it's the name of the movie. But it's not, actually. Little spoiler. It is not Solo as my crucial character pick of the movie Solo, A Star Wars Story. But let's go ahead and get started. As you can see, I have here the definitive story behind the original film, The Making of Star Wars. This was a publication by J.W. Rinsler. And this is, if you're a Star Wars fan, I don't have it though, and I really need to get a copy of this because I've actually had a friend that had this and kind of took advantage of him having it and always like looking through it and just exploring it, reading it, but never got a copy of my own. So I should get a copy of my own at some point. But J.W. Rinsler, on this day, not long ago in this galaxy, in 2007, Del Rey published The Making of Star Wars by J.W. Rinsler. Again, it goes just so much into the making of Star Wars from the very beginning, everything that George Lucas went through to get that film made from the very beginning after the success of American Graffiti, pursuing that dream of that space fantasy movie that he wanted to do. And it takes us all the way to the start of that, or from the start of that all the way to the beginnings of that, or the creation of that movie, so that we know as Star Wars that pretty much catapulted everything. So yeah, The Making of Star Wars. If you never looked into this one, I highly recommend it. It's very easy to find on online. You can go shopping for it pretty easily. You can find copies everywhere, so it's not a hard publication to find. And it's not that expensive either for something. So I don't know why I don't own a copy, but I should get one, and I probably will soon. J.W. Rinsler also did follow-ups to that for The Making of Empire Strikes Back and The Making of Return of the Jedi, but this was the very start of it. And released today by Del Rey Publishing in 2007. So that's your not long ago in this galaxy. As a reminder, I do that every day for the most part on my Instagram page, The Crucial Crew Member, where you can find a little bit of Star Wars history, either by me talking about it live or by a post on my Instagram page. So follow me over there if you don't, and you'll get a little bit of that each and every day for the most part. So beyond speaking of publications, we're going to keep on that topic, and we're going to go through something else that came out not too long ago, just recently, and it dives into the Phantom Menace. And we know it's the 25th anniversary of the Phantom Menace, and how amazing was it to see the Jedi Council in the Phantom Menace, right? These 12 members of the Jedi Council, but we didn't really get to explore these characters for the most part. We knew their names from the Phantom Menace character encyclopedia, but we didn't really know a lot about these characters. There wasn't very many of them that spoke in the Phantom Menace. I think Ki-Adi-Mundi, Yoda, Mace Windu, and maybe Plo Koon were the only ones that spoke. I don't even know if Plo Koon actually spoke in the Phantom Menace. So, but it was very few of them that spoke on the Jedi Council during the time of the events in the Phantom Menace. But we saw all of these members, these 12 members, and in a new novel by John Jackson Miller, which is out now, we get to actually explore more of these characters that are on the Jedi Council. And we've seen some of them already in Expanded Universe, but at the time of the Phantom Menace, we really didn't know much about them. So this kind of takes us into a group mission of these 12 to the planet Quen, where the Jedi Council kind of have to get back in reality with the people. And they kind of do this at the following the remarks of Qui-Gon Jinn, kind of saying that they're out of touch with the regular people of the galaxy, which is a pretty interesting thing. But for all of them to be like on this mission together, all 12 of them, that's pretty interesting to see. I've not dived into this book yet, but it seems like it's very interesting. And yeah, so like all 12 members: Yoda, Mace Windu, Plo Koon, Depa Billaba, Eth Koth, Yariel Poof, Adigalia, Apo Rancisi, Even Peel, Yaddle, Sissy Tin, Ki-Adi-Mundi, all of them together. And if you didn't catch all those names, I probably did butcher some of them, but we know a lot of them from some of the Expanded Universe collections and stories thus far. And now we get to dive into these characters a little bit further. So that publication, Star Wars: The Living Force, that publication is available now to dive into that. If you have not heard of that book, you can go ahead and pick that up. Another little bit of publishing that has come out, or that is going to be coming out. This one has not been released yet, and this one dives into the Inquisitors. The Inquisitors comic, Marvel comic, Star Wars Inquisitors. StarWars.com actually has an exclusive reveal of some of the covers. This is one of the covers that has been shown, but there are a couple other covers that you can see. And this new hunt that the Inquisitors are on begins in July. So we're not that far off from that, but we get to see that. We know we're going to get a little bit of an Inquisitor story on May the 4th with Tales of the Empire, as the story of Barriss Offee goes into the Inquisitor side as well. So looking forward to that. But the Inquisitors are really fun characters to explore, and can't wait to hear more about these stories on the printed page with Star Wars Inquisitors. Again, coming in July. Another book that kind of goes on with the our 25th anniversary of Lego. 25th anniversary of Lego this year, as well as the Phantom Menace. So Star Wars Legos celebrating 25 years as well. So lots of things coming our way with Lego. And one of the things actually dives into the story of this. So the Force of Creativity book, which basically explores Star Wars Lego. That book comes out July 1st. But along with that, up until that time, to celebrate that 25th anniversary, we got a lot of Lego Star Wars to come. I think my favorite was, seeing the TIE Interceptor, which this is the Ultimate Collector Series TIE Interceptor, and this has been revealed just within the past week or two. So if you are a Lego collector and you are original Star Wars trilogy fan, this is probably a must-have for you. So it looks really awesome, and it's been revealed as one of the releases. But this, as well as many other Lego kits, are available starting May 1st. So right up leading into that May the 4th weekend, we get this as well as many other Lego sets, including a Droideka, Mos Espa Padres diorama, brickheads, which are the Lego like blockheads bricks, and the brickheads there's a set for the Phantom Menace, as well as a brickheads Clone Commander Cody for like a single one. And then we have also the Darth Maul Sith Infiltrator and a Bark Speeder Escape, which goes to the Mandalorian scene, right? Mandalorian? I think it was the Mandalorian scene, yeah, with Grogu and Kelly, Ahmad Bess's Jedi, Kelleran Beck, that scene. So, and Kelleran Beck is one of the Lego pieces, so he's in Lego form now, getting his due with that scene from the Mandalorian. My goodness. So, yeah. So if you're a Lego fan, starting the week of May the 4th, May the 1st, lots of Star Wars Lego 25th anniversary sets getting released that week. So you know what? Speaking of some merchandise, I'm gonna change my camera here for a minute, but there we go. So speaking of merchandise, if anybody is a fan of the Galaxy boxes, I don't know if anybody's heard of these. The Galaxy boxes, Culturefly puts these out. They're boxes. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to shake my. But this is from Culturefly, and they make some amazing boxes. They're like gift sets. They come out every couple months, and you get something cool themed. Based on whatever you like. And I do the Star Wars. This has been like my second year going. My wife actually got it for my anniversary 2 years ago, and she kind of forgot to renew it, so it got to be my anniversary gift again this year, which I love these things. They're amazing. It's so much fun to look forward to. I love the theming of these. It's really fun. And so this month it was actually Empire themed. So the box came and it has this really cool Empire box, and I apologize that the light is reflecting off of that, but in the background it's actually got like the Vader stuff and everything, but the really cool Imperial cog in red. So black and red, what a beautiful case this is. So we're gonna find out what kind of Empire stuff we got in this Galaxy box this month. So let's open this baby up and see what we got. The other cool thing is the insides of these are just as cool as the outsides, because usually they have nice coloring. I mean, look at that red on the inside with the cool, again, that artwork is just amazing. You don't want to throw away these boxes. Honestly, I'm just collecting more and more boxes from these Galaxy boxes, but they are amazing. So much fun to look at these at all times, and they usually give you a little card in here that kind of tells you what's in the box. And trying to figure out where to put this, honestly. Just trying to figure this out here. Anyway, I think I got it. But they usually give you a little card, which is it's almost like a postcard of what the box art looks like, in case you don't want to keep the box. So that, again, that artwork with the Imperial cog, and again, you can't really, but it does have artwork on it, even though it's like black in the background there. And then on the back side, it tells you what's in the box, which is really cool. Okay, this is pretty cool. Sometimes you get really cool clothing with this. Actually, almost every time there's something that you can wear, which is really awesome. I've gotten some cool sweaters, some scarves, some shirts, some hats, awesome stuff. So this is actually a jacket. I'm getting it, and I did get an Ahsoka jacket one time through this, so this is pretty cool. So let's dig in here. So I want to go through this a little bit just want to go. Let's get this jacket out first. So let's check this jacket out. Yeah, so it's a black jacket, and and when you get these, they ask you like what size, and fortunately, I'm getting the large, which is a little bit big for me, but that's okay. Got the cool Imperial cog right there. And look at the red buttons on the red buttons. Kind of unsnaps here, and it's a long sleeve jacket. This is nice. And then on the inside, it's got really cool artwork on the inside. I mean, check that out. That is really cool. And then on the back, it's got Vader really big there. So really cool jacket from Culture Fly here. This cool Imperial jacket. I'm definitely going to be wearing this. I don't know when, though. I guess when it's raining, but it doesn't have a hood. So I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe some chilly mornings left, right? So that's cool. That's a great start to this box. Let's see here. What else do we got? We got an art print in here. This is another thing. They always give you like some kind of like art print or something. This is pretty cool art print. Usually they're about this size. Let's see. Let's kind of open this up because I want to see this in full here. It got like a little bent up and damaged, which I'm not too keen on. Sometimes that happens, but it's okay. Yeah, cool little piece of art print there. Stormtroopers, sworn protectors of the Galactic Empire. So pretty cool there. So yeah, that is one of the items. Stick that back in that little plastic sheet there. I've gotten better art print stuff, so not too mad that got bent up a little bit. I don't know how that got bent up. I don't know. Anyway, it just does look like the box got bent a little bit, so I guess that's how it happened. You know, you can't always protect everything the best. All right, so that art print, pretty cool. What else do we got? We got a cool journal. Journal, whatever you want to use it for, I guess. I could probably use it for work. This is pretty cool looking, though. This is a nice journal. It's really thick, heavy. So yeah, let's go ahead and take that off. Let's throw that over there. I think I've seen these actually. This is a Darth Maul one. Nice journal. So with that cool Darth Maul face on the front, on the back, it's got Maul as well. Pretty awesome art there. And then it's got the the little straps, which is his saber that you can open up. And let's take a look at the page. Ooh, really cool artwork right there in the front too. Check that out. Cool Maul artwork there. And then on each of the pages, when you open it all the way up, it's actually his double-bladed lightsaber all the way across. That's pretty cool. And then again, so pretty much, I think that's it for all the pages. See if it's got different artwork in the back. No, same artwork in the back than in the front, but really cool. I mean, obviously, if you're using it as a journal, you can mark it with the saber. Just kind of stick it in like that, and you got your little bookmark there, which is pretty awesome. Or you can just use that to close it on up. That's cool. I like that. That's pretty awesome. Good quality journal there. Let's see here. What else do we got? We got some pins. They're actually glow-in-the-dark pins. So they say. And so there's 3 of them. We got the Emperor, Darth Vader, and Kylo Ren. And they are apparently glow-in-the-dark pins. I guess I'd have to turn out all the lights. I'm guessing they glow like green or something or whatever. But anyway, and then this I'll definitely be taking this to work. I'm pretty sure. It's a desk organizer, Darth Vader. So let's throw this down here. Yeah, pretty cool. Desk organizer. So got that little thing you can put like your pens or whatever in the back, and then it's got a magnet like in his hand. So I don't know, maybe a pen you put in there or something you can put in there. But pretty cool. The hand's like a little bit big. I guess it's moving force perspective. He's like reaching out to you like I don't know. Anyway, pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'll definitely be taking that to work. That's gonna be something that goes on my desk. That'll go tomorrow. I'll be back to work tomorrow. And then last but not least, I love socks. And we got some socks in this set. Looks like they're the same. They're red with the Imperial logo on them. So pretty cool. I'll probably be wearing those at some point as well. So yeah, so these crew socks, pretty cool box from Culturefly. So that is it. That's about what you get every month, and I love these things from Culturefly. They're really fun to unbox, really fun to have, and yeah, always got some good fun stuff in there. So can't wait to use some of that stuff, wear some of that stuff, and can't wait for my next one, my next Galaxy box to come in at some point. So Disney has been. I want to talk about Disney yet. You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to talk about Celebration. So let's go back. Let's talk about Celebration. Let's talk about Celebration a little bit more with the exclusive merchandise that has been released. We had some stuff come out for Celebration Japan, and yeah, so pretty awesome stuff has come out. Some of the main shirts, like the Celebration shirts, as well as some of the art. We've seen some of the art, and some pins and so forth have all come out. So Star Wars Celebration Japan 2025 merchandise getting revealed just the other day, maybe even yesterday, I think it might have been. So you can the special pre-sale will happen when you are able to buy tickets. So reminder that happens Thursday, May the 2nd at 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then it's Friday, May the 3rd at 8 a.m. for Japanese time. So I don't think anybody's watching from Japan, but in case you are in Japan for some reason at that point in time. Also, along with what we've kind of seen here, there's like 24 limited Star Wars Celebration exclusive items that'll be available for pre-order during that registration time. So that is where a lot of the money gets spent, right? And hopefully it comes to the house, and then that way we don't have to worry about buying it when we get there. That's another big bonus of that. Less you have to pack, less you have to bring home, right? But so many different things like pins. You can see one of the pins shown there. The pins, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of other cool pins there, but the Japan Star Wars Celebration pin, probably not going to be one to pick one of those up because, all the other stuff have the same thing on it. And I'm a big hat guy, so I'll probably get one of the baseball caps, which look pretty much similar, as well as one of the shirts. Don't know if I'm going to go because they have some that are in Japanese, in English, and then they have like the dual ones. So I don't know if I'm going to do the dual or just the Japanese ones, actually. I might just go with the Japanese. But so many different patches as well. Patches might be cool. Might have to go with a patch or two. But the shirts, which is really awesome, as well as some of the shirts with the key art that you see there, the white ones. That key art was displayed. Got some pouches, some fans. The fans are really cool looking. That might be something that we probably do purchase. My wife and I probably get that. So really awesome exclusive merchandise revealed. You can see all of it in a little bit more detail on StarWars.com, as well as probably at Star Wars Celebration website as well. So a lot of cool merchandise. Speaking of cool merchandise that you can pick up at a certain event that's going on right now, that would be at Disneyland. Disneyland has its Star Wars Nights going on right now. Yes, unfortunately not at Walt Disney World, but at Disneyland. So their Disneyland After Dark, its Star Wars Nights, has already kicked off. And it's 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. each night on select nights that you can purchase tickets for. You can get in a little early at like 6 and like mix with the guests that are there already. But then at 9 o'clock, it closes just to the event, and then it goes until 1 a.m. There's so much exclusive merchandise there. They have some really cool merchandise that I've seen. There's a pullover hoodie that's really cool looking, exclusive trading pin. And you're also going to get first to market May the 4th collectibles that are available for release during this time. So you get a jump on everybody with some May the 4th stuff, which kind of jealous there. But those are available. There's some really cool things that you can do in Galaxy's Edge and around Disneyland. You can do the normal stuff. You can forge your lightsaber at Savi's workshop or build a droid at the Droid Depot. Those you can do as normal events. But there's some other things that are not normally around, and this is something that sounds really cool. You can learn the ways of the Jedi and the art of defense in the lightsaber instructional demonstration. That sounds pretty awesome. Kind of reminds me of the Saja training on the Galactic Star Cruiser, which sounds pretty cool. So I don't know what it entails. I haven't seen anything about it yet, but would love to see actually what this actually is, this experience. And I would love to see it come to Disney World. Of course, you get access to the rides. Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, Rise of the Resistance, other attractions around Disneyland. I mean, Hyperspace Mountain's going, and there's some other rides that are open during this time as well. A lot of meet and greets with characters that, oh my goodness, I wish we could meet here out on the East Coast. Queen Amidala, of course, with the 25th anniversary of The Phantom Menace, we're going to have Queen Amidala being out and about. Ahsoka Tano, from the Ahsoka era, so sort of like looking more like Rosario Dawson, which would be so amazing to meet Ahsoka in person. And I've seen some really cool Ahsokas at some celebrations, but it would be cool to actually see the official Disney version. You can cross paths with some Ewoks in Critter Country. BB-8 rolling through Frontierland, which sounds pretty cool, but I guess it's kind of like that Jakku look. What else? We have you can meet Darth Maul, Darth Vader, which Darth Vader you can meet pretty much anytime. Emperor Palpatine, which is really cool, in Tomorrowland. So those three being in Tomorrowland. And just so many others in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, which you've been able to meet already, at least in Disneyland, that being Hera Syndulla, Chopper, the Mandalorian and Grogu, which obviously is on the East Coast as well, and just so many more that they're going to have out there. So really cool to be able to see Star Wars characters around Galaxy's Edge and around the parks. If you don't get to go to like Star Wars Celebration and you're in California, I would highly recommend this because, meeting these characters is pretty awesome to be able to get photo ops with these characters. There's going to be a lightsaber meetup with Rey, and you can also watch out for the March of the First Order, which, if you recall, there used to be the March of the First Order at Hollywood Studios with Captain Phasma and her stormtroopers. So this is kind of the same thing, bringing that back for Star Wars Nights. And then you finish off your evening by taking in a show by the Cantina Crooners, figuring Deanne and the Modal nodes around the rivers of America. That just sounds amazing. I would love to hear a concert of Figure and Deanne on the rivers of America. It just blows my mind. I would just love it. I would love it. That sounds like amazing. That's just, it makes me want to go so bad to Star Wars Nights. But unfortunately, I cannot get out there. But anyway, such is life. Maybe one year I'll get out there and be able to see this event. And of course, we touched on them already, but there was just so many different menu options that are Star Wars themed, specific for Star Wars nights. Grogu candy apples, Galactic Princess Sundae, a level 1313 loaded bowl, Wookiee funnel cakes, so many more things available. So it just seems like they keep adding to the menu. There's just more and more things that are coming out. So a little bit jealous I can't get out there and experience some of these things, but maybe one day. Maybe one day. Maybe I don't know. Maybe somebody sponsor me to go out there. That would be amazing to be able to go out there. I just would love to experience that at some point. But such is life. I'm stuck here on the East Coast. So let's get into the Bad Batch. Let's go dive into the last couple weeks of episodes. First being Juggernaut. Juggernaut was not this week, not last week, the week before. So Juggernaut was a full-on Bad Batch episode for the most part. Infiltrating an Imperial prison camp to get to a contact which could get them to Mount Tantus to save Omega. So so we got a real full-on Bad Batch episode. It did kind of start off seeing Omega arrive at Mount Tantus with Dr. Hemlock, and that reunion of Omega and Emery Carr, really intense, almost as intense as Crosshair coming back to the Bad Batch. But it almost seemed like kind of one-sided with joy and one-sided with just disgust, because Emery was just like excited to have Omega back, and Omega just like, am I really safe here? Which her comments really kind of gave Emery a little bit to think about, with Omega not being happy to be back. And so that was a pretty interesting little reunion there that came out of it. We had really cool interactions with Fee, Genoa, and Crosshair, which they finally meet. They kind of heard about each other in the last in one of the other previous episodes, but finally meeting face to face. And Fee always with the quip, with the remarks, which is amazing. Basically saying about Crosshair, about his sparkling personality. But then I love the line that brings us back to Tech, because we know that Fee had a little thing for Tech, and Fee says that any friend of Brown Eyes is a friend of mine, and I love that line in the episode. It was a great line. But Fee back in the mix, helping out her friends, the Bad Batch. It was really good to see Fee as a big part of this plan to help with this contact that was going to help them get to Mount Tantus. Once they finally get to Hemlock and they get on this juggernaut of a beast, they realize they are about to not really make it out of there, but Fee like swoops in, and they are able to be extracted, and is a really cool chase scene on that side of that mountain there. And Fee she saves the day. She saves the day. Love to see her piloting the ship there and swooping in and helping out the Bad Batch in this way. So really cool. And then we kind of finalized the episode going back to Tantus, seeing Omega's reactions as she enters into the secret lab there, in the center of Mount Tantus, and she gets kind of a shock to see really what's going on in this facility with these other Jedi younglings that are there. Of course, that time she doesn't really realize who they are, but we get to see that in the next episode of the Bad Batch. So, which was last week's episode, and last week's episode was called Into the Breach. And Into the Breach, we see we see Admiral Rampart, well, former Admiral Rampart, helping out the clones, the Bad Batch. So really cool episode, and really exciting and intense. Went by really quickly because it just had a lot going on in it. The Bad Batch began formulating this plan with Admiral Rampart. Well, I keep saying Admiral. He's not an admiral. He's former. He's a prisoner now. I mean, look at him. He's got the beard and everything. They just broke him out of that prison. But they formulated this plan to infiltrate an Imperial station that's in Coruscant, and they know that the coordinates are there to basically secure the location of Mount Tantus. They need Rampart to help them out and assist, and they are using him, the prisoner Rampart, and former enemy. Not really an enemy now. He's kind of like part of the Bad Batch, right? And it really does make it really interesting seeing them having to work together to get this done. We keep going back and forth in this episode to Mount Tantus. We learn a little bit more of the Jedi younglings and Omega's discovery of who they are in this episode. And Omega basically tells them that she's escaped Tantus before. She's back. Her intention is not to stay, so she's going to break out again, and this time she's going to take them all with them. So of course they let her know, this is a very secure facility. It's going to be really difficult to do so. They've tried, they've failed, but Omega determined to get out of here and take these prisoners with her. So that obviously was going to pretty much be a try at some point, right? I love how Rampart gets back into the act of being an officer. He falls into that role of an Imperial very well. Of course, he has to dress down as a captain instead of an admiral, being demoted in a way that the clones kind of make that quip to him. But he plays the Imperial part well, and just falls right into place. Gets back into action. Just like talking down to other officers as he moves the clones into the station a little bit further to get their mission accomplished. So really fun to be able to see him do that. Again, going back to Tantus, we see another character, Dr. Skulder, who is not as trusting as Emery Carr, because obviously she's not a clone. But almost catches Omega as Omega's trying to figure out her escape plan. Omega finds these panels where the blood samples are going, and she looks in the panels and removes them and finds a way to be able to escape. And Skulder almost catches her, but Omega plays it off pretty well and is able to skirt by on that discovery. And then I love how this episode ends. It just ended so great, on the edge of your seat. As they're trying to escape, they realize that they're kind of out of options with getting the coordinates, and they're going to have to piggyback off of another ship that's heading to Tantus. So Hunter maneuvers the shuttle and literally locks onto the hull of this medical ship heading to Tantus. Just seconds before it makes its jump to light speed, which is pretty intense. And then, of course, we see the credits roll, which is awesome to have that just happen like right then and there. So that was an amazing episode. And then we have this week's episode, which we will review next week. For those of you that don't remember, I think I announced this a little while back. Fortnite and Star Wars have a collaboration coming on May the 3rd, right in time for May the 4th weekend. And we don't really know much about what's going to be released to this yet. It's not the first collaboration, but it is happening. And we'll have to wait to see what it's going to be at some point. And then now we're going to talk about a crucial character pick from Solo, a Star Wars story. And give me one moment. I just want to wanted to let me get her picture up here. I don't know why I never, didn't do that, but let's go ahead and do this. Let's get a good picture of the crucial character pick, right? But yeah, Solo: A Star Wars Story. A lot of people just kind of, we're gonna talk about Solo: A Star Wars Story because Solo: A Star Wars Story is a great movie. I loved it. At first, I was a little bit not really sure about it, but it's grown on me a lot, and I want to see more of the story. I want to see the story continue. Um, I want to see what happens to some of the characters, especially my crucial character pick. My crucial character pick for Solo, and you would think it would be Solo. You would think it would be Solo, but it's not. It's not Solo at all. It's it's the character played by Emilia Clarke, that being Kira. Kira, I think, is so consequential to everything that happened in the film because honestly, I think what catapulted Solo's character from the very beginning was Kira. And then almost kind of throughout the film, Kira kind of there were some other characters, but really Kira ultimately made Solo who he was at the end. Just that I need to trust in myself and nobody else. And Kira kind of taught Han a lesson in a way, that in order to survive in the galaxy, you really had to kind of make your own way in the galaxy. Um, Kira is one of the characters too that is tied into the Star Cruiser, and it's in the necklace. The necklace is in design, in theming, in shape, was all over the Halcyon. Honestly, there was a lot of that design of that necklace everywhere. So it's pretty interesting to be able to see that. But Kira, amazing character. I would love to see more from Kira. I know that we have stories on the printed page of Kira, but I would love to see more live action Kira. I think one of the ways that we could get Kira back is through the Lando series, in some way or another. And I would love to see more of Kira, Emilia Clarke's character, but I do believe she is the most crucial character of the Solo: A Star Wars Story. Again, from the very beginning, I think she was the reason why Han wanted to escape, was really to, take Kira with her, start a new life. Of course, that didn't happen. But really, Han's actions, even after that point, was really to get back to Kira. So Kira was the motivation for him. And then in the very end, Kira kind of drove him to the person that he would become, as she turned her back on him and kind of set him free with his own path in the galaxy. So, again, my crucial character pick of Solo: A Star Wars Story, Kira. If you are not into Solo, if you've only ever watched it once, I implore you, watch it again. Watch it again with an open mind. It is a really great film. I really do feel that many people are turning around with Kira and or with Solo, and would love to see a Solo 2 happen, right? I know I would. But man, we kind of flew by. I thought we were gonna talk a little bit more, but we didn't have anybody join in. That usually is the case. I go pretty quickly when we don't have anybody join in. So, but that is it for this week's episode of Space Oats Live. So, thank you for joining in. Remember, I go live every day on my Instagram, pretty much. So I'll be going live tomorrow with an edition of Not Long Ago in This Galaxy. Yeah, so gonna be trying to go down to Disney Springs, I think, next week. I think that's on my game plan, next Tuesday to go to Disney Springs. I got to do something fun today. For those of you who don't know, I am a Disney cast member, and I got to do some really cool things today in training some new cast members. And I got to talk a lot about Star Cruiser today, which is a lot of fun. I always do that because it is one of the best things that Disney has ever done, and to be a part of it was amazing. And I got to talk about it a lot and share the amazing things that you can possibly be able to do, being a part of this amazing company that I work for. So again, nothing that I say on this podcast has anything to do with Disney, not affiliated with Disney. This is all me, the Crucial Crew member, but that is my life. That I do that every day, and I love it. I love being a cast member. So with that being said, I'm going to sign off for the night. I will see you all next week on Space Oats Live. But again, join me on Instagram, where you will see me tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Remember, do something Star Wars today if you haven't already. Watch some Star Wars, listen to some Star Wars, read some Star Wars, listen to some Star Wars, do something Star Wars. But most importantly, remember, may the stars light your way. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you next week.